A critique of Marx: Is capitalism really doomed to collapse? Hi, I'm David, and today I'm back with another fascinating podcast. Karl Marx believed that capitalism was doomed to fail, not by external enemies, but from its own internal contradictions. He saw the system as inherently unstable, constantly generating crises and deepening inequality. But over 150 years later, capitalism is still standing. So, what did Marx get right, and what did he miss? Let's start with the basics. In Das Kapital, Marx argued that capitalism is based on exploitation. Workers produce goods and services, but the surplus value, the profit, goes to the capitalists. Over time, this concentrates wealth at the top, pushing the working class into deeper economic insecurity. According to Marx, this dynamic would lead to class polarization. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer, until the whole system reaches a breaking point. He also believed capitalism was uniquely prone to crises, periods of overproduction, underconsumption, and financial instability. These weren't bugs in the system, Marx argued. They were features. Each crisis would be worse than the last, increasing social tensions and ultimately triggering a revolution. But here's where the story takes a twist. Capitalism didn't stand still. It evolved. In the 20th century, especially after the Great Depression and World War II, capitalist societies implemented reforms Marx never imagined. Labor laws, minimum wages, welfare programs, and democratic institutions reshaped the economy and gave workers more security and political voice. The result? A massive expansion of the middle class, consumer culture, and technological innovation. In many places, capitalism delivered rising standards of living, longer lifespans, and access to goods and services that would have seemed like science fiction in Marx's day. But that doesn't mean Marx was completely wrong. In recent decades, many of the contradictions he warned about are re-emerging. Economic inequality has exploded. The top 1% now controls a staggering share of global wealth. Wages have stagnated for many, while corporate profits soar. Job security is eroding, especially with the rise of the gig economy and automation. The dream of upward mobility is slipping out of reach. At the same time, capitalism's environmental cost is becoming impossible to ignore. The pursuit of endless growth, driven by profit, is fueling climate change, resource depletion, and ecological collapse. And let's not forget the political impact. Rising inequality has fed distrust in democratic institutions, leading to polarization, populism, and social unrest across the globe. So, was Marx right after all? Not entirely, but not entirely wrong either. He misunderstood how flexible and adaptive capitalism could be. He underestimated the ability of democracies to reform, regulate, and redistribute. He didn't foresee a global middle class or the power of innovation and consumerism to stabilize the system. But he was right about some fundamental truths. Capitalism concentrates power, generates inequality, and produces crises. It alienates people from their work, their communities, and even themselves. And it demands constant growth, no matter the social or environmental cost. So, is capitalism really doomed to collapse? Maybe not in the dramatic, revolutionary way Marx imagined, but it is under pressure, economic, social, and environmental. If it fails to evolve again, if it continues to concentrate wealth and ignore ecological limits, then collapse might not be a question of if, but when. The future of capitalism may depend not on overthrowing it, but on fundamentally rethinking it. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss more deep dives into powerful ideas and the thinkers who shape them.